Bro, this game overall was just a slow developing, we'll call it train wreck or whatever. You know what I mean? Like we just were unable to really corral it. There were times where we got down quite a bit, like in the first half, unable to hit a 3 pointer, but we still had a chance at the end to tie it up. We had a chance even to, potentially win it, but we weren't able to get it done.
Yeah, man. I think that's the biggest thing that we have to look at right now, is when we're looking at this team and we're trying to figure out exactly where this team went and what they're doing. I have to say is that, um, I'm not recording right now, Mark, but I do feel like that we were so close, but we could not hit a three with the life of us. And when you shoot 4 for 30 and threes, which is only 13.3%, you're not going to win a lot of games. I don't care how shitty a team is, period. And we're watching right now what's happening. Like it's 117 to 120, zero point 0.8 seconds left to go in the game, and we're sitting here saying all we needed to do was blank to win this game, and the reality was there's just too much for us to have to overcome when we got down.
Yeah, I mean, overall, we saw a really good performance from Shea. It's good to have him back after, his ankle sprain for the last 2 games. But that really kind of amplified the pressure. Because we had Shea, we really wanted this win. We need to win every game that we can if we're going to be able to hang on to that 10th spot. So frustrating to say the least. Missed opportunity because the Pacers really don't have a lot to play for right now. But overall, this is just another step for this team. We understand that this is a part of the process of growing. We've got to play games like this. We've got to learn how to come out with wins. And us just kind of acting like we assume we're going to beat a team because we have a better record than them is us skipping steps. We need to understand that this is a part of the process and we have to figure out how to close out seasons. But most of the time, at this point in the season, the last couple of years, we really haven't been in any other position than the Pacers are right now.
Yeah, and we need to do a better job at recognizing rebounding is key. For me, that was one of my bee's knees of teaching kids and young players was how to rebound and how to rebound properly. And when I'm watching guys and they're giving up offensive boards, we're not having 3 or 4 bodies on bodies. We're not. That's not what we're doing. We have 1 or 2 bodies on a body. The other guys are looking around. Coach knows that. The assistant coaches know that. So we need to do a better job at team defensive rebounds by collapsing those open spots for the offensive for our for giving up offensive boards. We need to collapse those, collapse the lanes, do all those other things that we need to do because we're not the big team. We don't have the big guys right now. So without the big guys, we just need to get our bodies out there and start pushing people around. It's not necessarily an easy thing to do, but it's something that we have to do more, and we have to see a better job at. Having J Dub with 4 fouls, 5 fouls, and most of the game, it was hard because he only played 20 plus minutes. These are what happen when what happens when you get to the end of the game and people are foul troubled. Shea got fouled out, and there's not much more you can do about stuff like this. It wasn't our night, and for us to sit here and say, this should be blamed or that person should be blamed, it's just not. It's not. That's not what we're gonna do. But we need to do a better job at executing, especially when we're not hitting threes. Don't take 33s. We need to get downhill, and we scored an enormous amount of points in the lane, and we just need to do a better job at executing, getting in the lane, especially tonight.
Yeah, I mean, those threes and we weren't making them. We still could have won the game if we had just, hit the glass and rebounded. But that's part of it. We're outsized, we're outgunned in that way. Teams are going to try to make us pay for having that lack of size, and they were able to do it in a number of possessions, just kind of shoot till they made it. But let's take a step back and look at Shea's stat line real quick. 39 points, 11 for 22 shooting, 17 of 17 from the free throw line, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Not bad for somebody who just sat out a couple of games. He definitely didn't look like he missed time. It was a big game for him. And similarly, Giddy put up 21 points. This is a third game in a row or I think fourth out of 5 games where Giddy just absolutely dominates.
Mm.
This is the best basketball of his career. We heard Nick Gallo talking about that. We heard the broadcast team talking about that. And they're 100% correct. What he's doing now is as impressive, if not more, than anything else he's ever done.
Yeah, and guys, just remember the standings right now. We are sitting, I think, a full game, or if not half a game ahead of Denver. Okay, at that 10 seed. Why that's important is that we still hold the tiebreaker against Denver. That's big. Or Denver. I'm sorry, Dallas. that's big because if we're holding the tiebreaker against Dallas, that means they have to beat us by 1 game, and essentially giving us a 1 game lead and 1.5 game lead at this point on Dallas. So don't be afraid that Dallas is going to overtake us right now, because that's not going to happen. And Dallas has 5 games left. We have 4. And think about that. If we're 1.5 games ahead of Dallas going into their last 5 games of the season, you guys can do the math on that, how many games they have to win more than us in order to get into the finals. And then you guys can look at their schedule and figure out what you think. And then look at the rest of the team's schedules, and then start understanding where we're at, because that's the best way of getting down to it, because we're in a really good spot. Whether or not we got this win or not, it doesn't really matter. What matters is that this team is playing really, really hard, doing what it takes to get wins. And sometimes the cookie doesn't crumble our way. And tonight was no exception. It just sucked balls to watch this team not be able to get the win at the end of the game.
Yeah, there's an opportunity for us with this part of the season to grab a few wins. We played the Trailblazers, the Hornets, the Pistons, and the Pacers. We got 2. Obviously, we wanted more of that, but that didn't happen. Now coming up the next 4, we got the Suns, the Warriors, the Jazz, and the Grizz. We know.
I think we could go 2-2 easy on that, man. Like, think about that. Jazz and Warriors, I feel like we could do better than. And then I don't even think the Grizzlies are going to even try to win the game against us, because why would they want to play Luca instead of us in the playoffs? So it doesn't make any sense.
Hey, there's opportunities, right? One game does not, in the end, dictate that this was a success or a failure. This is a chance for us to improve. We just got better, and we may not be able to see it because we lost, but you get better from difficult experiences. It's a time to dig deep. We're 78 games into the season. Here we go, guys. We got 4 more left. Continue to join us. Yeah, we still in the play-in.
Still in the plan, baby. We're not gone yet. And I think that's the thing you got to keep on looking. We're not done yet. This team isn't done yet. And again, what Dallas has to do is pretty much go perfect the rest of the season.
We love you guys. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next game. Thunder up, everybody.